It's very quiet in here. We haven't started, but we are about to, so you guys should really be quiet. Just kidding. Good morning, everyone. Shabbat Shalom. It is wonderful that we are here together on Shabbat morning, not only to celebrate the Sabbath, but most especially to be able to celebrate as Sam becomes Bar Mitzvah. I know your presence here means a great deal, and we thank you. We hope that you will feel comfortable participating in whatever way you feel comfortable. I will be explaining a little bit about the Siddur in a moment, but we're going to begin with a song.
I hope everyone has picked up a prayer book. You will notice that it should say Shabbat on the spine. If it doesn't, you have the wrong one, and the page numbers will mean nothing. But hope that you will follow along and sing along if you're familiar with the melodies. We will start together today on page 10.
Hine ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manaim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tovu manaim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tovu manaim. Shevet achim gam yachad.
Now that you know you have the right prayer book, just wanted to take a moment to share with you that it is a Hebrew binding, which means it goes from right to left, so it might be confusing otherwise. As well, you should notice that on most of the pages, you'll find on the right-hand side a Hebrew prayer that has transliteration, which is the Hebrew sounds with English letters, and direct translation of it. On the other side of the page, on the left side of the page, you will find that there is a different type of reading, which is more of a creative interpretation of that prayer. We will usually read one or the other, so you'll be turning pages quite frequently. At this time, I'd like to invite Sam forward to begin on page 66.
I begin praying on page 66. Each of us enters the sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or having escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lie on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked. Answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowing that we, too, are searching restore our hope and renew our faith.
This time we have our Talis presentation. I believe that Sam's parents are going to offer that for him.
So we're very proud of you today, and we want you to always cherish this moment and think about this amazing day with all of your friends and loved ones here with you when you wear this. Congratulations.
Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, lahi atef batzit zit.
We continue together on page 74.
tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, Vani berov chasecha, avo vitecha, אשתחוויך על קודשך ביראתך, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל. אדוני אהבתי מעון ביתך ומקום משכן כבודך, משכן כבודך, ואני אשתחווה ואכרע אברך לפני אדוני עושי. מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, ואני תפילתי לך, אדוני, את רצון, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, אלוהים ברוב חסדך, ענני באמת אישך. מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, מה טובו, אוהליך יעקב, משכנותיך ישראל, משכנותיך ישראל.
We pray together at the bottom of page 77. Don't let me fall, as a stone falls upon the hard ground, and don't let my hands become dry as the twigs of a tree. When the wind beats down on the last leaves, and when the storm raises dust from the earth, with anger and howling, don't let me fall. I have asked for so much, but as a blade of your grass in a distant wild field, let's drop a seed in the lap of the earth and dies away. Sow in me your loving breath, as you sow a seed in the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, rofeh chol basar, umafli la'asot. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protected it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and the God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereigner of all souls. Praised are you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher biyado nefesh chol achai, ruach kol besar ish.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר נתן לו שכל ובינה, להבחין בין יום ובין לילה. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, פוקח עברים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, מתיר אסורים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, זוקף כפופים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, רוקע הארץ על המים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, המכין מצעדי גבר. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, מלביש ערומים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, הנותן לעייף כוח. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, המעביר שינה מעיני ותנומה מעפעפי. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני בצלם אלוהים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני בן חורים. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, שעשני ישראל. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, עוזר ישראל בגבורה. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, עוטר ישראל בתפארה.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu, lasok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths, and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you, by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah le'olam Israel. These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer, and making peace among people. But the totality of Torah encompasses them all.
We turn together to page 108. Or sorry, 106, that's why.
יתקדש, ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך יוטב ימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי כל בית ישראל. בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, להלם ולעל מהלמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה, ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. והלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ואמרו Amen.
Please rise as we now turn to page 108.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך,
ata Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Yotzer or uvarei choshech. Osei shalom uvarei et hakol. Hama'ir laha'aretz al valadrim aleha barachamim. Uvtuvo ma'chadesh b'chol yom tamid. Ma'aseh bereshit. Ma'rabu ma'asech ha'adonai. Kulam ma'chochma asita. Ma'ar ha'aretz hinyanecha. Tit barach Adonai Eloheinu. Al shevach ma'aseh yadecha. Va'al ma'ora or she'asita. Yafa'aruha Selah, or Hadash al Tzion Ta'ir, V'nizkei kulanu mechera ba'orel, Baruch Ata Adonai Yotzer HaMevorot. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion, on account for our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life. Be gracious to us, teaching us well. For one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah. Focus our minds on your mitzvah. Unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name. Then we will never feel shame, never deserve rebuke you, never stumble. Having trust in your great and awesome holiness, we shall celebrate your salvation with joy. Gather us in peace for our four corners of the earth, and lead us upright to our land. For you, O God, work wonders. You chose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praised be you, Adonai, who chooses your people, Israel, in love. Baruch atah Adonai, abocher ba'amo Yisrael, ba'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
You may be seated. We continue together on page 116.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'kol levavcha uv'choshecha uv'kol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochim mitzavecha hayom alavavecha v'shinatam levanenecha v'dibarta ba'am v'shiftecha v'vadecha uv'lechtecha v'aderech uv'shukecha uv'kumecha uv'shartam leot al yadecha v'hayu l'tetvot b'neinecha uv'tavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'yisharecha Leman tizkeru ve'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yehet kedoshim Elohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher yotzeichem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem l'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem. Please turn to the bottom of page 121 as we pray responsively. The eternal truth is that you alone are God, and there is no one else.
May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exalt in your justice.
Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart.
The stranger that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asks God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, norat ilot osefela, norat ilot osefela. Shira chadasha, shimachu geulim, shimacha al zvat hayam, yachad kulam, horu v'imlichu ve'amru, Adonai Malach le'olam va'ed, Adonai Malach le'olam va'ed, Adonai Imloch le'olam va'ed.
Sur Yisrael kuma be'ezrat Yisrael, ufedei chinumecha Yehuda v'Yisrael. Go'alenu Adonai tzavaot shemo, kadosh Yisrael. Baruch ata Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Please rise and turn to page 124 for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agita ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibur v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot Ve'imot, U'mevii Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'man Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Hoseh U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, V'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei HaKol atah Rav Hoshia, Mashib HaRuach, Morid HaGashem, Mechalkei L'chaim B'chesed, Mechayei HaKol V'rachamim Rabim, Tzomech Noflim V'rofei Cholim, U'matir Asurim, U'mekayem Emunato, V'shenei Afar, Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'midom Elach, Melech v'mit u'mechayeh, u'mazmiach Yeshua, v'ne'aman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Nekadesh et shemecha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב היד
Please be seated and turn to the bottom of page 134 and pray with me. Our God and God of our ancestors, be pleased with our rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvah, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies your name, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael u'tefilatam bi'ava לרצון תמיד עבודת ישראל בך שפוך רוחך עלינו שפוך רוחך עלינו ותחזינה ידינו בשובך לציון. ברוך אתה אדוני שותך לבדך שותך בירה שותך לבדך נעבוד.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God, and the God of our ancestors forever. You are the rock of our lives and the shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day, evening, morning, and noon. O good one, whose mercies never end. O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails. We forever put our hope in you. For all these things, O Sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, let all who live affirm you and praise your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Baruch atah Adonai,
We continue on page 140.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, ברכנו אבינו כולנו כאחד, באור בניך Yisrael, ve'halko Yisrael amecha, Torat chaim ve'avat chesed, ve'avat chesed, u'tzedaka u'bracha ve'rachamim, ve'chaim ve'shalom. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chena v'chesed ve'rachamim ve'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha, ve'tov, ve'tov, ve'inecha, levarech et amcha Yisrael, ve'chulit u've'chusha bishlomecha. Sim shalom, tova u'bracha, chena v'chesed ve'rachamim ve'rachamim aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yisrael amecha.
We now take a moment for silent prayer and private meditation.
Usi shalom bimromav, uyasi shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al
As we prepare for our Torah service, it is my pleasure to invite forward those who are involved in the first part of our Torah service, our ark openers and the family that will be in the Torah pass, as we rise in body or spirit and turn to page 244.
Ein kamocha Elohim Adonai, ve'in gemasecha, malchutcha malchut kol olamim, u'memshalcha bechol dor v'dor. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai imloch ve'olam va'ed, Adonai oz ve'amo yitin, Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Our tradition teaches that Moses received the Torah at Sinai and transmitted it to Joshua, from Joshua to the elders, from the elders to the prophets, and from the prophets to the men of the great assembly. And so through the generations, the Torah has been passed from one generation to the next, creating this link. And Sam, today the Torah becomes yours to metaphorically and literally carry with you, that you may always hold it in your hearts as we pass it through the generations of your family to you and in just a few years to Annabelle, but not quite yet. The next time you all stand up here, she will be at the end of this lot.
Please rise if you are able.
Faster than I can. Oh, if you want to get it, go ahead. Details. You mean you didn't memorize it? Our Torah portion this morning comes from Parashat Vayetze. There's a lot that goes on in this portion, and you'll hear about that from Sam after the Torah reading. If you would like to follow along, he will be beginning with Genesis chapter 29, verse 15, on page 197 in the Torah commentary. That's the thicker book. If you did not get one on the way in, we will be provided an excellent translation after the reading, just in case you don't follow all of the Hebrew. And for the honor of the first Aliyah, it is my pleasure to call forward Sam's mom. Ta'amod Leah Bafred Vebar Aliyah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayomer Lavan leYaakov achi achi ata vayavotani chinam hagida li ma maskortecha ulavan shete vanot shem hagdala leah v'shem hakatana Rachel ayane leah rakut Rachel Haita Yifat Toar Vifat Mare Vayahav Yaakov et Rachel Vayomer Avadcha Shiva Shanim Berachel Bicha Hatana Vayomer Lavan Tov Titi Ota Lich Matiti Ota Li shacher shivoa imadi vayavod Yaakov v'Rachel shiva shanim vayahi va'enav kamim achadim v'havato et va'ota vayomer Yaakov elavan hava et Ishti ki malav yamai v'ahavua eleha.
Baruch Adonai Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Baruch hu et Adonai mevarach. Not yet. Translation.
It's for her, not me. Well, probably me.
Laban then said to Jacob, "Just because you are my kin, should you serve me for nothing? Tell me what you want to be paid." Now Laban had 2 daughters. The elder was named Leah, and the younger was named Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful of form and face. Jacob was in love with Rachel, so he said, "I will work for you 7 years for your younger daughter, Rachel."
Laban answered, "I would rather give her to you than to any other man. Stay here with me." So Jacob labored 7 years for Rachel, yet in his love for her, they seemed to him but a few days. Jacob then said to Laban, "Let me have my wife. I have filled my term. Now I want to be with her."
And for our second Aliyah, it is, of course, the central portion of the Bar Mitzvah that you get to bestow the Torah blessings on behalf of our congregation. Ya'amod Shmuel ben Leah le'aliyah bar mitzvah.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamavarach. Baruch Adonai hamavarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam. Asher bachar banu mechol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'torah. Vayesov Lavan et Cholane Shamachom. Vayas mishte Vayehi va'erev vakiach et Leah vito. Vayavo et Ota Eleha. Vayavo Elav. Vayavo Eleha. Vayitain Lavan lo et Zulpa Shefchato Leleah vito Shefcha. Vayehi vaboker vahinehi Leah. Vayomer Elevan mazu ishte li halo virachel imati avati imach velama rimitani. Vayomer Lavan li yaseh ki b'makomenu latet hazorah lifnei havkira mala shavua zot v'nitain lach gamet zot v'avod asher tavod imad od shiva shanima acherot vayas Yaakov Cain v'mala'ah Shevoah zot v'tein lach et Rachel vito lo leisha v'tein Levan lerachel vito et vilha shefchato li l'shifcha vayavo gam et Rachel vayahav gam et Rachel la vayavod imo od shiva shanim acherot.
Blessing after.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chaye olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'torah.
So Laban invited all the people of the place and made a feast. In the evening, he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob to join him. And Laban gave his maid Zilpah to his daughter Leah to be her maid. In the morning, look, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, "What have you done to me? Wasn't it for Rachel that I agreed to serve you? Why did you deceive me?"
And Laban replied, "This is not done in our region to give the younger before the firstborn. Fulfill this additional 7-year term, and that one, too, will be given you in exchange for the additional 7 years of work that you will do for me." Jacob did so. He fulfilled this additional term of 7 years, whereupon Laban gave him his daughter Rachel as his wife. Laban then gave his maid Bilhah to his daughter Rachel to be her maid. Jacob joined Rachel too. He loved Rachel for whom he had served Laban yet another 7 years, so much more than Leah.
So we turn to page 252 for the lifting of the Torah. I invite you to rise in body or spirit.
וזאת התורה ששם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני
back up to a chair. Sam, I'm going to take it.
You may be seated.
Attached to his binder. You are not seated. I put the paperclip there. There we go. We will continue with our Haftarah reading, which can be found on page 214 and in the Torah commentary. And again, there will be a translation following the reading. Sam will be beginning with the blessings before and after the Haftarah reading. Once I get the paperclip back off. Mm-hmm. If you would like to chant with him, feel free.
Adonai, Eloheinu, melech haolam, asher bachar b'niv'im tovim, ve'arata direhim hane'emarim, emet et baruch atah, Adonai, habocher, b'torah u'meshiach avo, v'Yisrael amo, v'avim ha'ermet v'tzedek.
I'll even put it facing the right way. Let's actually go closer to the mic. There you go.
Vayivrach Yaakov Shedei Aram Vayavod Israel Be'isha Uvisha Shamar Uvnevi He'ela Adonai Et Israel Mimizraim Uvnevi Neshemar Chichis Ephraim Tamrorim Vedamen Alav Yatosh Vechar Pato Yeshiv Lo Adonav Kidiber Ephraim Rate Neshahu Ve'Yisrael Ve'yesham Bebe'al Ve'amot Vayata Yisifo Lechato Vayashu Lehem Matzakha Mikatzpam Kitvu Name Azabim Maaseh Harashim Kulo Lahem Haim Umrarim Tzo V'hei Adam Agalim Yishkon.
Blessing after our Haftarah reading can be found on page 254 in your prayer books.
Baruch atah, Baruch atah, Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, tzor chol haolam, tzodek v'hadarot, ha'el hana'eman, ha'omer ve'aseh, hamdeber umkayim, Shechol Devaran Metor Tzedek Al HaTorah Ve'al HaAvodah Ve'al HaNovi'im Ve'al Yom HaShabbat Hazeh Sheftaham Lanu Adonai Eloheinu Lekodesha Yerdimah Lechovod Otilaret Al Hakol Adonai Eloheinu Anechanu Dim Lach Uvarhim Uteachach Yitvarach Shema Ihul Hai Tomid Olam Vaed Baruch Atah Adonai HaKadosh HaShabbat.
This one's English.
In my Torah portion, Jacob and Esau continue fighting with one another. They know their father is aging and will give a special blessing to Esau, the firstborn. With Rebekah's help, Jacob pretends to be Esau, and his father gives him the blessing of the firstborn. After Esau threatens to kill him, Jacob races to get out of Beersheba. Jacob runs to Haran, where he finds Rachel, Leah, and Laban. Jacob falls in love with Rachel. Jacob and Laban agree that after 7 years of working for Laban, Laban will let Jacob marry Rachel. After 7 years of hard work, Laban tricks Jacob into marrying Leah, and Jacob must work another 7 years to marry Rachel. After working for Laban for many years, Jacob asks about his payment and again gets tricked by Laban. And so Jacob takes his family and animals and flees to home. One lesson that we can learn from this Torah portion is how to deal with trickery and lies. Jacob deals with this when making agreements or deals with Laban. Laban tricks him multiple times, such as with his daughters and animals. Jacob deals well with this. Instead of publicly shaming him, Jacob stops to ask why. Why does Laban trick him? Was there a reason behind it? Maybe. With Leah, he claims he had to marry off his oldest daughter first, but with the animals and changing whether he will get to keep the spotted, striped, or molded animals, the reason is less obvious. What people can learn from this is that sometimes asking is better than shaming. Have you ever thought to ask why when someone lied to you? As a bar mitzvah, I can apply these lessons in the agreements I make with others. When something seems unfair or deceitful, I will ask about it instead of spreading rumors or lies about the person. If they don't have a good explanation, then I can help them change their ways, as Jacob does, who started out as the one tricking his brother and father and becomes the more honest one. Another thing I can apply is if I make an agreement, I must do my best to fulfill it honestly, because the other person who would lose trust and respect in me and maybe start making rumors. Now, as a bar mitzvah, my reputation is important because I will be representing my ancestors from Israel. Thanks to my mom and dad for pushing me to work hard and study more. Thanks to Rabbi Tina for helping me with Hebrew and Torah. Thank you to Rabbi Bodney Hallis for helping me write this speech and study at camp, and Gucci for allowing me to study at camp. Lastly, thank you to all of you for being here and celebrating with me today.
From the moment he was born, Sam quickly learned many important things regarding the world we live in. Some of these things include the importance of being yourself, being proud of who you are, and accepting and celebrating our differences. This has not always come easily for me. Growing up as only one of two, my brother being the other, Jewish kids in Piqua was not always easy. Being different can be hard. When Sam and Annabelle were born, we did not know if we wanted the same challenges for them growing up in Piqua. We celebrated Hanukkah and Passover at home, in addition to Christmas and Easter, but did not formally educate our kids in either religion. Sam developed an interest in Jewish holidays and traditions that were celebrated at home. Out of this interest came a genuine desire to learn and share information about Judaism, such as through presentations in his classes at school. So some of your classmates that are here today probably remember you doing a PowerPoint about Hanukkah. We vividly remember putting Sam to bed one night when he told us he was proud to be Jewish and would wear a yellow star if he had to let everyone know. It was at that point we knew a formal Jewish education was part of the plan. The kids started religious school over Zoom during COVID. We became members of Temple Israel. Sam started Hebrew school, and here we are today. Summers at Goldman Union Camp Institute also greatly contribute to Sam's strong Jewish identity. Sam, thank you for lighting this spark for us as well as yourself, and for the importance you place on being yourself. We are so proud of you and would never want you to be anything else.
We would like to thank all of Sam's family and friends for being here to share in this special day with him. You each have played an important role in his life and have helped him become the special young man that he is today. We would like to give special recognition to Annabelle for her support of her big brother and for pushing him to do the best as only a little sister can. A big thank you to Sam's grandparents, John Baumhauer, Papa John, Carol Baumhauer, Grandma Carol, and Barbara and Richard Bolenbacher, Grandma Barb and Papa Richie, as well as the late Fred Freed, who would be smiling from ear to ear and proud beyond words of Sam today. We miss and love our Papa Freddie dearly. Thank you, Rabbi Tina, for all your support and patience with our extremely slow internet connection for Zoom Hebrew tutoring, and your flexibility to constantly reschedule sessions during baseball and football season. Thank you to Rabbi Karen for the guidance you have provided to Sam during camp and Temple Bar Mitzvah prep. Thank you for Courtney for sharing your beautiful voice. Thanks to all the religious school teachers for passing along your knowledge. And a big thanks to Fred and the security guards for providing a beautiful and safe place to worship. We would also like to thank everyone at Goldman Union Camp Institute for helping instill a love of Judaism in Sam. Again, thank you all.
You don't get to go anywhere yet. Come on back. You know. Okay. We're just taking your time. You did it. I hope you're feeling very proud of yourself, because we as a community, not just your parents, we saw that they were very proud of you, but all of us here, everyone who is here, can see how much this means to you and how hard you have worked to get to this day. And it is something really, really remarkable. When you chose your Torah portion, or when it chose you, you chose a part of it that I thought was very meaningful to you, and you could relate to it as far as being a young adult and having deceit and trickery and things that often teenagers sometimes have to deal with. You chose something very relevant to you. But I think there's another part of this portion as well that, at least as an adult, I see it speaking to you as well, and I wanted to just share a few words about that. As we came into this Torah portion, it began with knowing the background of who Jacob was. And as a young man, Jacob's actions were mostly guided by his mother, who was, of course, following God's will. And as Jacob grew, he wrestled with his doubts and his dreams of a divine connection. In a moment of fear and uncertainty, fleeing from his brother Esau's wrath, Jacob dreamt of a ladder connecting heaven and earth, discovering a connection in something higher, a divine spark when he proclaimed, "Surely God is in this place, and I did not know it." In some ways, I feel this is parallel to your own spiritual awakening, when you chose to learn more about your Jewish faith, to explore what you felt might be missing, helping you to connect to God with the holiness that you found within yourself and with your chosen communities, both here at Temple Israel and at Goldman Union Camp. As you get older, I hope that you continue, like Jacob did, to seek these moments of spiritual connection, looking inward and outward for all the sparks of the divine, which I know will offer strength to get you through any difficult times that may come. As you stand here, I'm going to ask that you recognize the strength of that community, that you take a moment to really soak in the magic of this moment, because what you're feeling right now, the love, the support, the connection, this is what we mean when we talk about holiness. This is what we mean when we talk about what it feels to be connected to God. I want you to take a moment to look into the eyes of everyone who is in this room, because they are here. We are all connected today because of you. You did this. I want you to appreciate this moment, to feel that connection, to feel that strength. And as you look forward to your future, whenever you might have difficult times, and we certainly know that Jacob faced them, and if our forefathers can have difficult times, we certainly can too. So I imagine there will be times that you look for strength, and I hope you know that that is something that we as a community hope to provide to you, and your faith in God will help you as well. Mazel tov. At this time, we will return the Torah to the Ark. I invite you to please rise.
Eitz chaim hi, v'machazikim ba, v'tomcheha meushar d'rachia darchinom v'chon Shalom, Hashivinu, Adonai Elecha, v'nashuva, Chadish, Yaminu Kekedem, Chadish Yameinu Kekedem.
We turn now to the words of our tradition, words of blessing that have been passed down from the time of Moses and Aaron and Miriam. We offer you the priestly blessing. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find shalom.
We continue with the words of Aleinu, which you can find on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabech Adon hakol, לתת גדולה לארצי בראשית, שלא עשנו כגי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם גלגלו כהם, וגורלנו יחכו המונם,
please pray with me on page 285 at the top. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
It is my pleasure to call forward the president of our congregation, Fran.
Let me stand over here so I have the microphone. I've learned this. This is one of the joys of being president of this congregation is to be a part of the B'nai Mitzvot of the young people in our congregation who are getting to this point in their Jewish education. So, first of all, congratulations. You did a great job. And I know there was a lot of hard work in that, especially given your mother's story about how this was truly your choice. We had Torah study before services, and one of the things we talked about is that Jacob is a man of integrity, that no matter what Laban asked him to do, no matter how Laban treated him as a servant, Jacob, in his own mind, knew he was a man and he was not a slave to anybody. And he did what was right. He showed his integrity, and that is an awesome model for you. How lucky you are to have this great portion. Good thing you weren't born in the spring. Okay. That's an inside joke for some of us. So, the very first thing I get to do is I get to present to you this certificate of your bar mitzvah that's signed by Rabbi Karen, Rabbi Tina, and Courtney, all of whom were part of this important day. You might want to frame that. You might. Okay, next we have this Kiddush cup so that each Friday night when you're celebrating Shabbat, you can use your Kiddush cup for saying the blessing over the wine, even though you may be not at wine yet. I'm sure your mom will help figure that out for you. The final thing is, this is absolutely huge. We as a reform movement have realized that to provide the people who are becoming bar or b'nai mitzvah, that teaching you more about your religion is easier when you visit Israel. And so this is not a $50 gift certificate. This is a gift certificate worth $3,250 towards your trip to Israel. And may there come a time when your trip to Israel is done in a safe manner. And so I present that to you. So again, Mazel Tov. I have one more thing to do. This is great. There's more. And yet, there's more. So, I have this letter that I need to read verbatim, but I'll add an aside. Dear Sam, tzedakah is the Hebrew word for the acts that in English we call charity, and it's derived from the word tzaddik, which means righteousness, justice, or fairness. The giving of charity and the performance of righteous acts, therefore, is deeply ingrained in our Jewish ideas, values, and consciousness. As you begin your adult Jewish life, the Bettman family, through the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, is pleased to present this beautiful personalized tzedakah box crafted by artist Gary Rosenthal. So, for the very few times today that you're using coins, you can put your coins in there. But it is also a symbol of a reminder of our responsibilities as Jews to help the widow, the orphan, and the stranger in our midst. It is our hope on this special day, this gift will inspire you throughout your life to connect with your Jewish heritage through ma'asim tovim, which is righteous deeds, tikkun olam, which is the repair of the world, and tzedakah, charity. And so on behalf of the Bettman family and the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, Mazel Tov, and may every occasion be as sweet as this one. And this is from a grant of Joe, of very blessed memory, and Elaine Bettman and family. There you go. You get to keep the letter as well. So, congratulations, and now you have just a little more to do.
As we begin to conclude our service, we take a moment to think of our loved ones whom death has taken from us recently. As a congregation, we are in a period of Shiva for Cynthia Weston, in a period of Shloshim for Joan Isaacson, Sarah Carpio, Miguel Carpio. And we recall those who died at this season in years past, marking the yard sites, the anniversaries of the passings of Muriel Holt Altman, Mildred K. Altschul, Jean Bachrock, Pierre J.H. Ball, Louis Bernstein, Rose Louis Bernstein, Minnie Bershas, Louis Brown, Philip Brown, Max Kaplan, Samuel Cohn, Thelma Donnenfeld, Rosalie Eisenberger, Henry M. Field, Harry Gershaw, Charles Getz, Esther Ruth Goldberg, Theodore Goldberg, Stephen Goldberg, Samuel Gordon, Leon Gradsky, Dorothy G. Harlan, Gerald Cantor, Corinne Kussworm, James Law, Esther M. Liebensberger, Mr. Howard Lubo, Abe Margolis, Max Margolis, Ruth B. Meadow, Lou Meckler, Elliot Murstein, Pearl Paul, Richard Renicky, Ada Rosenthal, Esther R. Ross, Marguerite B. Russlander, Irene Fisher Sachs, Rosa Shadell, Ira H. Schatzley, Mr. Sidney Shane, Sue J. Silverman, Jacob L. Simon, Ruthie R. Stein, Louis Sternberger, Max Weiner, Jamie Jo Weprin, Carrie Yasinoff, Saul Zerig, and Esther Zissin. There are other names that ought be added or pronounced more correctly. I invite you to share them aloud. I invite those in mourning or remembering to rise first. As we turn to page 294 for the words of Kaddish, as we join them standing as one congregation. 294. Yitgadal v'kadash shmei rabbah, v'alma divra chirute, v'amlich mochute, v'chayechon uv'yomechon, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעולמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום, עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו amen. Zikronam livracha, that their memories should always and only be a blessing. You may be seated.
In a moment, we will close our service with our closing song, and during the closing song, we will have some volunteers passing out baskets of candy. Don't eat them. Hold them until we are done with our song, and we give you the signal, very, very key. And you will toss, gently toss, not throw, the piece of candy over towards here to the bima once the clergy and I have left the bima, just to be able to shower Sam with sweetness of Torah and this sort of joy of this moment. And again, I emphasize toss, and we'll give you the signal. But our closing song is the end of the words of Mourner's Kaddish, Oseh Shalom.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Come on up. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And we can all join together for a Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov. All right, and before we leave, we will have Kiddush and Motzi over here on the bima. You can say right here. So go ahead.
We're putting his camp friends on the spot. You know who you are.
Come on up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen.
Zehayom asa Adonai nagilah v'nismach avo. This is the day that God has created. Let us rejoice and be glad in it as we celebrate the Shabbat of celebrating Sam and his bar mitzvah. Thank you all for being here on behalf of the family. I know that this means such a great deal to them, and I hope that you will take some time to go out into the foyer and have something that is a little bit of a sweet treat for us all. Also, for those of you who helped or who would like to help with taking care of our candy, you may come forward at this time and collect the candy.
Shabbat Shalom.